Everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday. That's right. Back after a week away. I apologize in advance. My voice, my energy is not what it usually is. I probably got sick from talking to the 8,000 genetic freaks that show up to drag races. Oh my God. One of the funniest things to do at a track is to go to the concession stands, sit there and watch the people that are in line, and you go, these people vote. And me and somebody else, so as not to get them in trouble, said, this is why voting doesn't matter in Florida, because you're with these people. So at the end of the day, they are not your peers. And people at the track are not your peers. So today what I'm going to talk about is the FL2K wrap-up situation. I made a video, released it last night, just kind of warming you guys up for what we're going to talk about today. Talking about the shortfalls of holding an event in Florida at the peak of hurricane season. It's time to stop scheduling any freaking events in Florida at the peak of hurricane season. Florida, you go racing after November. You sit your ass down or go fishing between June and October. You do nothing. So we'll talk about the shortfalls of FL2K, which none were really weather related. The scheduling is something they can basically control, but the organization or lack of organization at FL2K was absolutely clear, and we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Nmra going out of business, which should have surprised absolutely nobody if you're paying attention. Nmra has been putting out a subpar product. I was actually surprised they didn't go under sooner. And then when they joined teams with NMCA, I thought, oh, this is the beginning of the end. And then they're blaming things like COVID. COVID had nothing to do with the seriously terrible product that the NMRA was putting out there for a very long time. And finally, influencers making bad decisions. A couple of events happened at the track, which shows me that influencers that you guys like on TikTok, Facebook, whatever, their decision making is so bad that there's a reason why their cars don't run numbers. Have you guys noticed that not many influencers have legitimately fast cars? And what do I mean by legitimately fast cars? In the 7s or maybe high 6s. I'm saying in the pocket, Billy Badass stuff. The people that already go 7s or 6s were already racers and they turned influencers. Now, influencers that try to get into the game by talking and TikToking and doing content-related stuff generally aren't fast and they get in their own way. I'll talk about two examples that happened at the track that showcase that exact issue. But we'll do that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people here.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck, Bill. It always sucks. D&H Performance does not suck, though. D&H Performance, D&Hperformance.com. Check them out. Instagram on D&Hperformance.com. Get all your parts there. Your 4 Innovations fuel system, your wheels, tires, fuel pumps, fuel systems, superchargers, anything new. If you go to D&Hperformance.com. Anytime you want to rebuild your Mustang transmission, you gotta go to Caliber Transmission. I know a lot of you want to jump to T56, but trust me, go to Ben Caliber, save money, and have an equally strong transmission. Late model performance, LS and LT guys up in Maryland, taking care of your LS and LT needs. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS, he's gonna come out with Fox Body Cold Airs, Honda Cold Airs. I can't wait for Nick's business to explode because PMAS is the best data-driven cold air intake on the market. Parkfarm.com. They're now offering remanufactured Coyote motors, Coyote parts, used parts, seats, tires, fenders, you name it, anything used, Park Farm has it. MFP of Australia, haven't heard much, hopefully he's doing okay. 2 Auto Solution, Rami's out on the 2 Auto Solution. Couldn't break FL2K, that's okay. You didn't miss much, Papa. It was a shit show. And Belak, Damian Barato, I actually met the guy at FL2K, shook his hand real quick because you don't understand how it is when it comes to racing. You don't really have time to chit chat with people. Let's say hi to the people here. and then we'll give me about 15 minutes. We'll talk, and then we'll talk to the people here. Andy Ali, Leon Phelps, 101 RTR, Joe Swish, 140, Joe Swish again, Alika Balazzo, Ricky, Chief, Corey, the driver, Mon, Nick, CJ, M, B. Lavesh, more pubes, more booze. Harley Gonzalez, Pito Chiquito, Z303, the Camzilla says, what's up, Amory? That thing chops like a motherfucker. Gallo Bravo, Joe Jackson, El Verga, Larga, Big Pops, TJ Sikorsky, Clean 93 GT, Josh Freud, Robo Style, Big Pops again, Rad Dad, Bryson Witt, Renee, Grant Winberg, Rad Dad, Dixon, Boosted, D-Rock Fox, Valley 10 Speed, good morning. Saw your car get up on the chip. Got up nice and fast, didn't it? Didn't have to change the tune. Crazy stuff. Anthony Rafferty, Sean King, JD Swag, Mustang Dennis, Rad Dad, Ants 19 Coyote, Dustin Garrison, Sean King, Craig Walls, Billet Noonan himself, Joe Jackson, Kim Phillips, Parker Performance, he's in up North Carolina, got the hell out of the West Coast. Again, guys, I'm not in the West Coast of Florida, but I will be affected by the hurricane one way or another. Mostly wind. I don't think I'm going to get any, no storm surge, nothing like that, just mostly a bunch of wind, so I don't own property, so thank God for that. You ain't done it. S58, Anthony, Big Pops again, CJM, Nardi Mercado, Matt Oliver, Phil Fez. Phil Fez ran his car. Poor guy. He had clutch issues, but it was nice to see him out there. Log looked perfect. He just needs some clutch help. Ezekiel, Rudy, Joshua, Nardi again, Slow, 99, 101 RTR, Mark Richardson, Phil Fez, 50 Stallion, Phoenix, Pegelos. What's up, Mr. Pegelos? Up in Canada, Copperhead Gasket, Revit Racing, SJF Grand, Louis Lou, Izzy R, El Patron de la Cerveza, Richard Tijerina, JD Swag, I got a new song that I love. I'm going to try to showcase on the show if you can remind me. Killer, Thunder Biscuit, Nazo, let's go all the way to the bottom here. We got Native Shift, Philip Trotta, Renaissance Racing, Destroyer, Andrew, Barra, Destroyer, Alex Senior. Damn, why is Alex always sick? Get this man some milk. Voodoo, Runner, Airborne. It's allergies and talking to absolute walking zombies at the track. Let's talk about it. So, right off the bat, you knew there was an issue when this did not get provided by FL2K. Oh, God, what happened? What the hell happened? Let me see. Ah, fuck, here we go. You know, fuck you. Fuck you, computer. Computer, suck my dick. This thing is just so retarded. So you're not going to see anything. Fuck it. So, this is so stupid. I don't want to have to restart anything. Anyway. No screen duplication because Alex didn't test it because he should have tested it and restarted it before he did the show. So I was going to show you a map. Actually, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Fuck it. There. See this? This is a map that is provided to racers at FL2K. Okay? The map shows sections where you're going to park, and each row and section tells you the person that, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, all these people. So basically, they give you a map of where you're actually going to pit, right? So FL2K is trying to become this Billy Badass event similar to FL2K. But the problem is the organization is abominable. It's not bad. It's terrible. It's subpar. School pickup lines are like infinitely more organized than FL2K was. When you go to pick up your kid at school, they're more organized by far than FL2K was. So right off the bat, we have to stage in a different parking lot, which is the spectator parking lot, as a vendor. So vendors pay $2,000+ to get a premium parking spot and a merch tent. Okay, cool. So we don't know where we got to park. Have no idea where we have to park. So you get staged outside with everyone else, racers, whatever, not necessarily all vendors. And if you know Bradenton Motorsports Park, one of the worst things about Bradenton Motorsports Park is the entrance. Guys, getting in is probably the most difficult thing on the planet. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, you're just a hater. You hate Bradenton Motorsports Park because Cletus is there. No. Cletus's thing is easy to get to. He probably has better organization. But getting in to Bradenton Motorsports Park is a very small lane with big, massive trucks and haulers and, fifth wheels. And then you have to talk to a person at the gate who, again, no fault of their own, they have no idea what anything means. I'm a vendor. Here's my name. Here's my packet. Okay, so in the packet, you should get everything that you paid for. Crew badges, this and this and that. So now we have an issue. They give you VIP lanyards. They give you a blue wristband and a white wristband. Nobody knows what any of that means. People say, well, what does the VIP badge get me that the wristband doesn't? What does the wristband get me that the white wristband doesn't? What does the white wristband get me that the blue one doesn't? What does any of these things get me? At World Cup, you get one that says crew, and the tuner gets one that says tuner, and the driver gets a wristband. Ta-da, done. So getting in, if you guys look at the fence, as a matter of fact, I wish I had a picture, but getting in is a 45-degree angle fence. So if you have a very big truck like the Lunds do, F450, big long trailer, gooseneck situation, you can't take a right turn and go to your spot, which we didn't know where it was. You have to go straight around, and guess what's around the track, by the way, by tech and where the scales are? Mud. A shitload of mud. And I hadn't been to this track since they had repaved some stuff. And I keep hearing all these things that this track is so awesome and the facility is great. And I'm like, wait a minute. You don't even have VIP, what do you call it? Private booths. Your tower is a tiny little thing. Your staging lanes, you have 2 staging lanes. Left and right, west and east. You have 2 staging lanes. And the staging lane that's used the most is shared with the vendor midway. So now the vendor midway and people walking in and out, and they want an icy, they want a hot dog, they want a corn dog, they want an elote, they want a Mexico Racing League shirt, they want to talk to Damien at Bellac. They're in the staging lanes. So guess who you have to fight to get your car to the staging lanes? Let me not get ahead of myself. So then we're inside after the rigmarole with the bands, 10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands, whatever. And then the lanyard, the tag, go inside. Where do we park? I don't know. So some guy, I'm not going to make fun of him, but he obviously probably didn't graduate high school. He has the master list, and he's not coming to get you. He's just sitting there with a yellow shirt about 200 yards away, as if I'm supposed to know he's the guy I got to talk to. So 3 hours after you're in the event, 3 hours after you're in the event, you're still not parked. So then we talk to a lady. The lady says, that guy's got the list. So I drive the fifth wheel NF450 down. I say, where do we park? He goes, who are you? I say, Lund Racing. He holds the list to his chest as if it's a cheat sheet. Goes, 16. Where the fuck is 16? Oh, you got to turn around and go back behind the grandstands. There's mud in front of me. So I had 2 choices. Do a 3-point turn in mud, or go all the way around through mud and go all the way around where the people are trying to get in and cause a traffic jam. I got it figured out. I parked. I was blown away then. Getting in, lanyard, tag situation, totally fucked up. The parking situation, one guy had one map for everybody. And he's just telling people park here. He parked racers in mud. People that are known. He parked Breadman in the mud. And he rightfully so said, I can't even unload my car here. It's going to sink in the mud. And he was right. Even though I don't like the guy, he was right. So that's where we're off to a great start. So then you're starting to hear the top end event that Cletus held with the all-wheel drive trucks, which apparently went really well. Like, it did really well. Like, a lot of tight races. Generally good footage happened there, and they got it done pretty quickly. And it was, I didn't see the race. I was busy parking and setting up the tent. So while that's going on, they stop that. Then they start the roll racing. Roll racing starts to happen. It's taking a long time. And that's when I started going, I don't think this track is up to snuff. I don't think this track is holding the power, because you started hearing everything but all-wheel drive cars spin. And I'm like, wait a minute. At TX2K, rear-wheel drive cars hook. Rear-wheel drive cars really hook. So I'm like, maybe the rain-soaked ground and the sun is bringing up the water. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? So I knew at that moment, Wednesday, this track might be an issue. So we had a rental. Rental didn't happen because of rain. Can't control that. Understandable. Thursday, roll racing all day. We did nothing. Then it rained again. Okay, so now you have lost 2 test sessions. Or 1 test session and a whole day. So now roll racing was going to be continued on Friday when we're supposed to start qualifying. They pushed back roll racing so much that they finally announced roll racing is done. And I'm like, wow, those roll racers must be mad. Imagine if you came from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast to roll race at this supposed... I mean, when people say it's the best track in the world or in the USA, I laugh. I belly laugh. Gainesville is a 30 times better track than Bradenton. SGMP is a 60 times better track than Bradenton. Palm Beach International Raceway, as it sits right now, is a better track than Bradenton Motorsports Park. I kid you not. I've been to all of them. I've been to many events. I've been to 6 or 7 Texas 2Ks. I've been to 4 or 5 World Cups. And I've been to 1 Florida 2K. And that's all I need to see. I see 2 Florida 2Ks. One of them was in Gainesville, which actually went really well. Like, we loved the layout. We loved the staging lanes. We loved everything about the Gainesville one. It should always be held in Gainesville. Bradenton should never host anything during that time of year. So a lot of you guys are going to go, wait a minute, Alex, they hold the World Series of Pro Mod. They hold the Snowbirds. Okay, cool. Maybe as a spectator, you enjoy it. But as a racer and a crew member, it is absolutely awful. Not blaming the track prep, not blaming the weather. It's the organization. The fastest cars there were Extreme 28 cars. How can they go racing almost dead last each session? And after stick shift. That's right, stick shift. Cars that beat up the track generally, unless they have a good slipper clutch, they were counting on Extreme 28 to go after stick shift. We all know the fastest cars should go first. So Streetcar, if you watched Streetcar, you must have loved it because the racing was pretty decent. Once really fast cars started going down the track at the height of the day, 1 p.m., 12, 1, 2, 3, you started seeing issues. People started to spin. And I'm like, if Streetcar's spinning, I don't have much hope for Extreme 28. Extreme 28 comes up, 1 or 2 cars per whole session got down the track. No cars got down the track in the right lane in the second session, which took place at 12:30 a.m. Think about that. Our first session was 1 p.m. Our second session was 12:30 a.m. So what the hell did I do from Wednesday all the way to Friday at 1 p.m.? Not a goddamn thing but get ready. And then between 1 and 12 a.m., that's 11 plus hours, I did nothing. So you can understand my frustration. I'm like, why the fuck would anyone do this? What are we doing? Why not just go to a rental and get 70 licks in? Because if you want to be a competitive drag racer, guess what I'm going to do if I want to run FL2K? I'm running on big floppies. What tire size do you allow me to put on the Extreme 28 class? 28, 10, 5, Mickey Tom's. Okay, I'll set up my car for slicks because I can't count on the prep. And I'm not alone in this. People like Junior, other racers were very, let's just say, not vocal, but not critical. I'll be critical because I don't give 2 shits about racing. And now, hopefully, you guys understand why I don't really care about racing. So, FL2K has a organizational problem, not a personnel or track prep problem. They have a major organizational problem. Maybe World Series of Pro Mod is run by different people. Maybe Snowbirds is run by different people. Maybe the World Nationals is run by different people. But FL2K is an absolute shit show. And if I were you guys, honestly, I would absolutely skip it. There is 3 years I've sort of been around it. The last 2 years have been bad. The only year I went was Gainesville, and that racing was actually pretty decent. But I would absolutely skip this event. Not only is it in the worst time of the year, which is hurricane season, it's hot, the prep is not good, and it's organized badly. Let's be honest. Forget the weather. If it's organized by the same people, it's just not going to go well. Say whatever you want about me. Alex is just a hater, this and this and that. I got my reasons. I got my reasons why I'm not a big fan of Bradenton Motorsports Park. That's that. So, NMRA. NMRA closing down should not have surprised anybody. NMRA has been putting out a bad product for a very long time. Why do you think Texas 2Ks, FL2Ks, World Cups, and all of these street style races are dominated by Ford vehicles? You don't think so? You don't think, go look at any World Cup, go look at any street style event. It's Coyote and small block Ford. Yes, I get it. There's some LS stuff. I get it. But NMRA is a Ford class. So why aren't the big badasses, Brett LaSala, Lund Racing, Jim, the whole MSR crew, how come they don't fuck with NMRA? How come they don't travel to NMRA and chase the point series? Because they don't fit in any class. They try to make it like an HRA, too tight. And at the end of the day, you have to make it very open and have very limited rules to make it desirable to people show up. And obviously the payouts are shit and you can't get people in the stands because it is boring. A lot of people are stuck in this racing model of NHRA. They have this very tight specific. You gotta let a lot of people through. You gotta loosen up the rules. Guys that build Billy Badass fast cars go where the money is, and where the money is, there's less restriction. As a matter of fact, the highest money is in the no restriction classes, street shit, no prep shit. Why do you think no prep, top end racing, and generally street racing is insanely popular? Because there's generally no rules. You run what you brung. NMRA started tightening the classes, and there goes that. Same thing is going to happen with other events that copy that model. They're going to eventually go, we got to let the fast motherfuckers in and make them show up. So, or ask them to show up or make the product better. NMRA did not fail because of COVID and hurricane stuff. NMRA failed because they have a inferior product they were giving to the people, and people would rather go to a top-end race, a streetcar something, a reunion, a something street related that the only rule is your tire size. And that's what's pretty much what's going to put asses in seats. FL2K did have people in the stands. TX2K is jam-packed with people, and so is World Cup. Don't get me started on World Cup, how much of a wonderful organized event that is, even though it is chaotic. And finally, let's talk about influencers doing bad things. The dumbest motherfucker I've met in my life, by far, is Andrew Sheridan from Mustang Lifestyles. He must have a death wish. He is not self-aware. He just doesn't understand what he is up against. I think he thinks I'm just like beefing with him because, I don't like his teeth or his potato figure, which is very... two good reasons not to like him. You don't floss and you look like a potato. Get out of here. He is a snake. He is a industry snake. He will lie his way everywhere and anywhere to get what he wants while playing Mr. Innocent because he looks dopey. He literally looks dopey. So people go, well, he's not meaning any harm. He looks dopey. He has gotten my friends in trouble. He has tried to implicate me in stealing. He has tried to do things. And then all of a sudden he tries to be friendly. So this dumb motherfucker, this absolute retarded piece of shit is driving through the pits, and he decides to pull up to our pit to try to talk to me. And I'm in the trailer just wiped out from putting up tents, just generally working. I am sitting down in front of the fan because it is 1,000 degrees out. So I'm not having it. So he shows up, he goes, oh, come talk to me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you. And I called him every word in the book. I was like this.
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
I was just like, get the F out of here. You have no idea that I'm not with any bullshit right now. You really think I'm going to sit here and chit-chat with you, motherfucker? And he came to our pit. I didn't come to your pit. I didn't come looking for you. I don't even think about you. But you go out of your way to pull up to our pit and start trouble. So John Jr. hears some shit And John Jr. was like, what's happening? So I'm telling, get the F out of here, you effing homo, this and that, you piece of shit, you're a snake, F you. And to his face, there was no like, oh, we ain't buddies. When you see me, walk away. Walk away. You will get, see, the thing is, I think it was trying to elicit a reaction. Because if I'm face to face with him, he is getting slapped because he's a piece of shit. So I tell him, please back away. I will go to jail to knock some of the plaque out of your nasty teeth. So I'm yelling at the dude, but I'm not, crossing the line. I'm not going to go up to him. But Junior must have heard something. And Junior must be like, what the fuck's going on? So he goes up to Andrew and he goes, what are you doing here? And Junior's 6'6". He's like, what are you doing here? Why are you bothering my employee? I didn't come to your pit. You're causing trouble. He goes, I'm not causing trouble. Blah, blah. He was trying to plead his case. No, you're here. You're here. If you don't want trouble, you can't be here. So Junior said the funniest thing. He said, I need to see you backing up and leaving. Why aren't you backing up and leaving? Like, back up and leave. Back up and leave. And Andrew did one of these. And he took off. And I thought, this guy is not self-aware. There are big motherfuckers there. Senior, junior. I'm not huge, but I can take care of myself. But then it would look like I'm kicking puppies if I'm beating his ass. So I'm like, okay, this is not going to go well for you, bro. And I'm letting him know this is not going to go well for you. And sure enough, Junior goes up and basically, Junior said in the nicest way, get the fuck out of here or I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
That's what I was saying the whole fucking time. Literally, like this.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
And Junior calmly said, I need to see you leave. I need to see you backing up and leaving. You came to our pit to cause trouble. There is no kumbaya. There is no making up. If you see me at a rental, walk away. If you come up to me, I am taking that as a threat because I don't like you. So if you come up to me, you knowing I don't like you, that means you want that smoke. So be forewarned. If I'm at a rental, if I'm at the fucking mall, if I'm at Chuck E. Cheese and you see me, turn the fuck around unless you want problems. So another influencer did something similar. Not like that though. So a lot of the things that I noticed at that event is that everybody there is a last minute motherfucker. Why are you a last minute motherfucker? FL2K says they're going to come out the schedule months in advance. Texas 2K months in advance. Why the fuck is your car not ready? What is this obsession with being so into last minuting something that you think that we as tuners should cater towards your bad decision making? So a situation arose where somebody was tuned by us before, probably didn't like the fact that we couldn't get to him because maybe we were at World Cup or whatever. So he gets tuned by Zapato. And Zapato tunes him. And maybe the guy's not happy. So then he comes back. So we had no idea. He went from us to Zapato back to us. So I don't know what's going on with this car. Most people don't know what's going on with this car. And Junior actually got amped up. And I was like, whoa. Junior does not get amped up. Junior is as calm as can be. So this guy comes up to our pit and asks us questions like, hey, this car's not running right. You want to look at a log? We're like, what car is it? Again, guys, we are there to race. We're there to race. So coming up to a crew that is hustling to get a car ready to say, look at my log. You are not self-aware. You are not self-aware. We are not there to work. But when there's downtime, I'll look at your log. But we're not there to be given SD cards to work. We're there to race. So I guess somebody had come up, wanted us to look at a couple logs. Junior's confused because now he's like, wait a minute. I got tuners to handle this. I got Brandon, Dakota, Devin, and Nardi back at the shop. Why are you bugging me at the track when we're here to race? So he's like wigged out. Then he gets the full story. And then when the three of them show up, Junior lays into them. This is a bad look. He's very calm about how he doesn't crash out. He's like, what you're doing is a bad look. If you want us to help you as Lund Racing and you genuinely believe we're better than most, then you go out of your way to schedule things. Run the business, run your team, run your race program methodically. Run it with a schedule. Let us know what's happening. Do you know how many reviews I made of cars that changed parts without telling us? Guys just added boost without telling us? Guys changed complete suspension components. They're saying, hey, it's spinning. Could you imagine? Somebody's car's been running great for 3 years, chilling. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't run good. And then I asked the very obvious question. Did you change anything? Yeah. This. So maybe the problem lies in that. Don't you think? And I did that all weekend. Like literally repeating their words back to them so that they can understand how their decision making is directly affecting their race program. What'd you do to the car? This, and this. Why'd you do that? Now, a couple of good things happened during the week. Customers come up to me. Car's not hooking. And I would just say it. Let me guess. You installed Keltrack components on your car. Guys, 100%. You guys think I'm just a hater because I'm a hater. No. I am disappointed in customers that spend money because of a Facebook post. And then when the car goes to the track, the car doesn't perform. So they come up to me and they tell me their setup. And I said, it's all wrong. There was a kid from North Carolina, forget his name, had an orange and black Mustang. The black was the carbon fiber parts, was running 820s all weekend. Inconsistent launches, inconsistent stuff. Turbo 400, TKM motor, twin turbo. Cool. Comes up to senior. Senior's busy. We're busy. So I'm like, okay, it's not that guy I'm fucking with, but I'll talk to him. Okay, what's up, man? Suspension. Okay, what do you got? Keltrack's up. It's shit. Okay, what would you do? Because let's try to make it work. Okay. And I said, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And when you make a run, log it. Logs it. I look at the log on his laptop. It looks good. I go, the tune is fine. You have to work on the ramp and you have to work on the suspension. Gave him more pointers. He went from 830s or 820s to 7.9. I didn't touch the tune. All I did was talk to him about, what needs to happen to make the car launch better. So that happened like 15 times during that week. So I think people are out there being bamboozled by Facebook posts. I need to buy this Keltrack stuff. Keltrack stuff sucks. I will say it again and again and again. Keltrack stuff sucks. But you guys buy it. And it forces me to band-aid the shit you put on the car. And all of a sudden, when you talk to me, Junior, Dakota, or Senior, or Brandon, the settings that were given to you were all wrong. And when you video the car, it's stuffing the tire in the quarter panel. And I say, do this, this, and this. Car doesn't stuff the tire in the quarter panel anymore. Car 60 foots. Guy runs a number. So, call me a hater all you want. But this weekend, I saw a direct correlation between what I see in the ticket system and at the track. And, finally, Junior has now given me a new thing to say. You could tell someone what to buy. Twin turbo from Aldo, Plasma Man, transmission, but you could tell them everything. But if they don't put it together right, it's all for nothing. If they don't put the car together right, it doesn't matter. I don't know if people are reusing studs, which is stupid. I don't know if people are over-torquing or under-torquing their heads. I don't know what's happening. But Junior said something that made me laugh. He goes, these people are just screwing motors together wrong. And I thought to myself, I never even thought of that. There is methodology of putting a motor together, speccing out everything, torquing the studs, torquing the mains, torquing everything. Torquing the rods, torquing, the spacing. Like, there is a direct correlation between your workmanship and your car performing. And every single car we saw be put together by a fucking jamoke, it would just blow up at the track. And I went, you're screwing the motor together wrong. It's going to be added to my repertoire. So there you go. FL2K, major organizational problems. The track is subpar. It's muddy. The only good thing, I think it's the surface, I guess. I don't know. Nmra puts out a bad product. They're out of business, as it should be. Don't blame COVID. Don't blame the high cost of anything. You put out a bad product. It went out of business. And influencers making bad decisions, not becoming self-aware, and shooting themselves in the foot is something that happened at FL2K. Let's talk to the people there. Get the super chats out of the way. Sorry for taking a half hour, but I've been gone for a week, so I needed to say a lot of things, get it out of my chest, because god damn it, every time I go to a track, it just verifies what we've been saying all along on this chat. Philip Jason says, will the rest of four-wheel drive powertrain for a Gen 2.6 or F-150 handle the same power that you talked about in your June 23 build series Mustang video? Appreciate the info. If you go look at Boosted Boys' video on the all-wheel drive shootout, Manuel Gomez's Gator truck has a 10R80, stock front diff, stock rear diff. That's all you need to know about that. Let's go to the bottom here. Hey, to interrupt, Alex asking this question and catching the replay tomorrow. I heard a 15 to 23 headers bolt on a 350 is fine. Is this true? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think the bolt pattern is different, if I'm not mistaken, but do not quote me on that. All you have to do is read. How hard is it to tighten bolt? You don't understand, Mini Bike Bad Man. Let's say you, okay. Let's talk about, I had a conversation with Department of Boost yesterday for almost 2 hours. Have you ever talked to somebody that you and them are on the same page immediately? Immediately. Same page. And I said one thing, and I'm not going to mention it because it's giving something away. I mentioned one thing about ice tank theory, pumps. And he's like, yes. It was like he stood up and said, God damn it, somebody gets it. I go, because I have industrial pump experience. That stuff cannot fail. Car shit is whack shit. So let's talk about this. Let's say you have head studs. Does it say anywhere in the instructions to oil the threads? Does it say anywhere in the instruction to lubricate the threads? If there is a torque spec, there has to be a dry and a wet torque spec. I learned this in the industrial world. Why? So when a torque spec is put out there, they don't assume you're going to put anti-seize. They don't assume you're going to put oil or some kind of assembly lube on it. So a lot of people, let's say, get studs. They lubricate threads, slam it in the hole, and then they're going, and then it finally clicks. How many more turns can you get out of a lubricated thread than a dry thread in terms of torque spec? I know I'm dealing with proper people when they don't lubricate the threads. They don't lubricate the threads. So you say, I know how to put motors together. Okay, and then I see you lubricate threads. I go, you're torquing that? Yep. So which torque spec are you using? Well, the torque spec. Does the torque spec call out dry or wet? What? What? And if you want to hear an actual expert on this on the engine side, Street Alpha Podcast had a guy on talking about head studs. People lubricating threads and getting an extra turn and a half, 2 turns. And what does that do? When you put a head stud in a block and you get extra turns out of the nut on the head, you're pulling up on the threads on the block. So if you magnify into that thread, you'll see it rising up because it's pulling up on the block, because you're getting extra turns past the torque spec because it's wet, because you're stupid. So now all of a sudden you take that all apart and you go to rebuild it. Your block has micro cracks in it at the stud threads. So you're screwing something together wrong is totally different. So again, whatever torque spec they're calling out, make sure it's a dry torque spec or a wet torque spec. A lot of people are out there reusing threads, reusing studs too. They're slamming a stud in, motor lasted a couple of miles, take it out. They're like, well, I don't want to buy studs again. Now you've stretched those threads. Now those threads are, maybe not the same as they were when you first got them. So now maybe, let's say you did use a dry torque spec and you crank it down and you get an extra turn and a half or 3 out of a used stud, and you don't know if your torque spec is even accurate anymore. I'm just blown away by some of the stuff that people do out there, and they call themselves shops, they call themselves motor builders. You can screw something together wrong. Javier Rodriguez says, Alex, thank you for the BS you deal with and still manage to do the shows. You have no idea. Probably don't blow out the coolant that falls on the bolt holes. A Gringo are some sick, Gator and Gringo, some sick F-150s. Those engine builders need to look at aluminum at PAS and how they do their build process. If it's got exhaust cam and an intake cam, motor mic. Got it. Yeah, it's got got 2 intake cams and 2 exhaust cams. Oh, what makes it so special? It lacks boost. How many clicks can you get from a Tootsie Roll pop? Alex, tuner recommended me to compression check the car. All of them came back good. I'm chasing 50% rich issue. Any help is appreciated. If your fuel is testing 85% if it's ethanol, and there was ever a leak that you took care of after the fact, this happens so many times. I go, hey, this is ID 1300 data, 4 Innovations fuel system, 45 PSI fuel referenced base pressure. Are you sure you don't have any unmetered air coming in because it's off 15%? And then they go, I promise, I don't hear any leaks. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm dealing with one. I don't see any leaks. Can you see air? I don't see any leaks. Okay, got it. Okay, fuck it. Here. Car's running good. Bye. See you later. Shoo. 2 months later, my car's not running that good. Send a log. It's now 15% rich. Did you do anything? Oh, well, the catch can, I reseated a couple things. There was an O-ring that was, so you fixed the leak that we tuned around. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just giving you an example of what could be happening. You understand? Like, you want to give someone a good test. Guys, you want, and I heard this on the Timcast IRL show. You want to give people a good test. It's very easy to know if someone's stupid. Ask your friend or your friend group this question. One person at a time, so they don't all answer at the same time. If you didn't eat breakfast yesterday, how would you have felt? That question lets me know that the person can think in hypotheticals. And when a person can think in hypotheticals, it's high brain function. Most of the people that were running FL2K were just limbic systems with language coming out of their mouth. Like barely, understandable language coming out. It's just a limbic system. You're a walking pleasure machine. Because your gut is out to fucking Pinellas County. You just say stuff. I'm hungry. Get some fried chicken in me. I'm thirsty. Let me get some beer in me. I'm horny. Let me fuck something. You're a walking limbic system. You're not cognitively aware of anything that's going on. So tell your friends, if you did not eat breakfast this morning, or if you did not eat breakfast, this morning, how would you have felt? And if they say, well, I did eat breakfast, dump that friend. Dump that friend. That guy's retarded. Like, ridiculously retarded. Undiagnosed. You know how now it was autistic. No, they just, back in the day, we had a word called retarded. It didn't mean you had Down syndrome. It just meant you were retarded. Because, even Idiocracy got it right,
You talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
E85 likes water if you have any air, and it's the problem. Alex, why is the Coyote so good? Well, it's got cams and valves, and it's just a good motor. I don't think I ever knew what wet and dry torque specs. I do know I've always installed head bolts, though. I bet Andrew pleasures himself to the voice of his own videos. Directions unclear, so I wets the stud threads, and I start on the outside corner of the thread. Alex? Okay, look. I got to find the clip because that guy was on point. Let me see if I can find it. YouTube video. It was about threads. And it was, I think, a guy, some podcast. Let me see. Street Alpha Podcast. He said a great thing. He was like, shorts. Let's go to the shorts. He's like, yeah, the torque spec's fucked up when you lubricate it. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. By the way, I met Joe from Coyote House. What a great guy. I'd like to actually be friends with that guy. That guy just gave me all sorts of good feelings. Good guy. Good. Just listens. Fucking great. If you're up there in Maryland and you want to get your car worked on, just go to Coyote House, bro. That guy's so fucking legit. There's also Got Boost New York, but I haven't met him. But he's great in the ticket system. I'm looking for the short where the guy is talking about head studs. So, you won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. Boy, he's got a lot of shorts. God damn. Also, FL2K verified never to get a fucking BMW. That whole market is AIDS. Those are all fucking jamokes. Like you don't want to fuck with them at all. They're all out to lunch. I'm good. Here we go. The best way to install ARP headsets. Take a listen. This guy is talking.
We actually were cracking blocks. I'm not joking. When this cost us probably in a span of a few months, a couple $100,000. And that made me go, what the heck is going on here? We were torquing head studs to the recommended value from ARP. And just the way they're physically torquing the stuff down was enough clamp load to crack blocks. That's when I started scratching my head and like, oh my God. If I give two people a torque wrench and the hardware and go, you torque it to 100 foot-pounds, you torque it to 100 foot-pounds, you'll get different results. If you reuse a stud, every time you use it, the clamp load goes up when you torque it because it's polishing the threads, it's providing less resistance. As soon as that washer spins, your clamp load just shot through the roof. In this case, the person who was torquing it, they're putting lube under the washer. Your torque wrench beeps or clicks at 100 foot-pounds, you'll get different clamp loads. Now you have uneven clamping loads, so torque really doesn't mean anything.
There you go. Don't take it from me, a millwright that doesn't know anything, a millwright that said cutting keys is stupid, and then all of a sudden they invented offset keys after 24 fucking years of the mod motor being around. Now they create offset keys. Unbelievable. It's like a plumber water testing a house and builds the pipes and blames the water company that provides the water because there's leaks and faucets don't work. On a positive note, run for the motherfucking win. In the all-wheel drive shootout, all the standalone nonsense got gapped by an email made me smile. So Velocity, there's two of them. There's one in Texas that do truck stuff, and I think they provide the turbo kits for Manuel and Midnight. Then there was the Velocity from Georgia. The Velocity from Texas won the all-wheel drive shootout in a stock Coyote computer on a Gen 3 with a Turbo 400, screaming 10,000 plus RPMs. Billy badass, no smoke. Notice that car, actually most of the Midnight cars, didn't have just a bunch of smoke coming out of them. Like, did you notice that? See, you guys think Coyote is Coyote. And then you see certain trucks not smoking. Like, I thought one of them was diesel. And I had a Coyote in it. And I'm like, is everything good? Might be an oil feed issue. Might be a turbo issue. Who knows? Having trouble reading tonight, are we? Is it one from the AMS where they were cracking blocks? Correct. Coyote Joe, I don't think he'd be a good interview. Not that he's a bad guy, but I don't think there's anything really to interview. He's a great guy. Hands on their chest while trying to bite their ear. Is the hurricane headed your way? No, it's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. We'll just get wind. Wait. ARP tells you not to lube the washer. That's 100% lack of reading comprehension issue, says Bryson Witt. Stand-up comedian says, are you going to WCF? I think London Jr. are going to go to watch. We're not racing. We are not racing anymore this year. We are going to shoot for 650s with the Grey Goose and then figure something else out. Isn't Velocity running an FFRE motor? I think so. I'm not 100%. They've been making offset keys for 5 horsepower Briggs crap racing engines for like 40 years. The 3-valve is just doing it now. T. Nelson, the 5.4 4-valve guys finally in 2024 are promoting offset keys. Remember, I was attacked for months on these sub forums, bunch of fucking losers that don't know shit. And then offset keys are invented, and they promote it as if they weren't saying 2 weeks ago or 3 months ago, we've been cutting keys for a long time. What's the big deal? Really? You can't look at that key and know that there's an issue while being a massive gap in there? You didn't even fill the gap? Bro, offset keys, and they're promoting it like if it's like revolutionary. This industry is fucking AIDS, bro. Everyone swore Cleat was going to win that. No, come on. I bet half the engine builders couldn't line a pump and motor in an industrial setting. Not at all. They wouldn't even know the spec. They wouldn't even know what to do. They wouldn't even know in terms of intuition where to adjust. How many times have I adjusted a Baldor motor on a U-channel type frame and it's squishy? And I'm like, okay, well, I got to get rid of the squish first. I gotta level it out first. If it's asking me for 3,000, I'll give it 1.5 at the back foot. And that just comes with experience. A lot of motor builders, there's a reason FFRE, I think, is at the top of the coyote building game. It's because they screw motors together in a meticulous fashion. I met Lando and the other guy, I forget his name. He's an LS guy. And I talked to him in the pits for a long time. And I kind of got a sense as to what was going on. And he's like, yeah, you just got to be really meticulous with shit. You can't skip anything. You got to be like very specific. They take notes. If you go to FFRE, they have a clipboard this fat of notes, specs of everything on those blocks. So that when they go into a customer's car, it's like super specced out, like ridiculous. So Lando went 7s in his S197, and the other guy, I think his name's Ryan. I'm not 100%. Those guys build the FFRE motors, and they're like super legit with everything. They owe you royalties. Andrew will sell you a GT500 without the correct motor. Yes, Velocity is running FFRE. Gotcha, Ken's Couch. I think you pay those companies to put their logos on your stream for clout. Did you ever figure out the idle issue on the white car? Liam, that was like 5 years ago, and I talked about it in the video. Come on. Pat says, it's been 10 minutes. I'm still trying to figure out how I'd feel about missing breakfast. I'm fat. Yeah, if you cannot, hypothetical situations tells me if your brain functions properly. How would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast this morning? Probably hungry, probably a little lethargic, because if I don't eat breakfast, I feel weak. So I need to have either a Nutri-Grain bar or eggs, bacon, cereal, pancakes, whatever. Typically when I have pancakes, I feel better. I feel good. I feel a lot of carbs in me. If I don't eat breakfast, I feel lethargic, slow, and my morning is not off to a good start. There you go. Renaissance Engineering, you need to understand something. We don't fuck with SEMA. We don't fuck with PRI. This whole chat should not be fucking with SEMA or PRI. If you have paid attention on this chat, we don't fuck with them. We don't fuck with them. Has Lund too many Predator blower swap coyotes? Jacob, it's a fucking TVS. It's a TVS. It's a TVS. It's a TVS. Like a lot of people go, Alex, what do you think about the GT500 blower on the mud? Okay, what throttle body's on it? This one. What cold air? Okay, here's a tune. What do you think about it? What do you mean what I think about it? I don't think anything about it. I don't think anything about anything. I go, it's gonna make power. 10 PSI pump gas. It's gonna make 650 wheel. Gonna run 10s with a manual car. It's exactly like every 2650 on the planet. Like, what would be different about a Predator blower in a GT than any 2650 front feed? I don't get why they lost FL2K in the rain season. I don't know why they host FL2K in rain season. It's dumb. It's retarded. It's not dumb. It's retarded. Are retards torquing one hand folded to the chest and one hand to the wrench? Velocity beating Cletus at his own event. The uploading the videos before he can. Hey, yo. Just fucking with you. I love hearing you all fired up. Adjustable gears in my 4-valve. This motherfucker. Adjustable gears in my 4-valve, not a single key cut. Imagine getting your car tuned by a baked potato or a shoe. Kakino horsepower. How high does Senior rev that thing? Sounded like 13,000 RPMs. 10,000. The burnouts are 10,000 RPMs. We crossed the traps at about 10 something. So yeah, a lot of RPM. Samir, your opinion on MMR engines. Really? Samir, have you not? Wait. Hold on. This is the best song I've ever heard. I might get copyrighted, so I'll let you know. If you're not aware of what the industry thinks of MMR, I don't know what to do with you. And I'm not going to go out of my way saying anything because they are litigious. They will sue if you say certain things. Just, I'm not a fan of. I would never buy an MMR or anything. Motor. No way. So yeah, this reminded me of JD Swag right here. So
drop that bitch.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit there.
Not even a little bit.
Shit. There you go, Samir. FCam Rizzy. Rizzy, what's up? A third of the population doesn't have an inner monologue. That is exactly right. An inner monologue. Andrew does not have an inner monologue. Andrew must have been like, huh, let's see if the Luns are here. Huh. Drives up to the pits and does not have the internal communication of, Alex has said I'm a walking potato. He said I'm a homo. I don't like him. Stay away from me. F me. Nah, let me go over there and hash things out. And you know what he's doing? He's going out there trying to poach tuning. Phil Fez, you're here, right? Did a walking potato, like a russet potato, Idaho. It looks like an Idaho potato. With like really bad breath, yellow teeth, and nothing but plaque in front of the teeth, come up to you talking to you about setups, Phil Fez. That was Andrew. If some guy came up to you and was like, what do you got done to this thing? VMP Gen 3R, Mantic Clutch, T56. Oh, that thing sucks. Who's tuning it? That was Andrew. It's not Arab money. The Whipple. Okay, I went catless, says Rad Dad. My Whipple motor will never eat another fouled cat. So traps is 10,000 RPMs. Therefore, we know it traps AI. 8, chatting with Breadman. Any chat? No. Looked at him, stared him right in the fucking dead eyes. There's nothing there. Have you ever seen a human being that has nothing behind the eyes? Like a cow, right? Go to a farm and just look at a cow, and there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It's just like, I'm gonna chew grass and shit. It's just the body pumping blood through it, and motions, but there's nothing behind the eyes. That's how it was with Homeboy. Andrew's monologue is him thinking of what food he's going to get at the event and doesn't have his adult teeth yet. Seriously, dude, you see me walk away. There's no fixing this. I don't want to fix this. And by the way, I want to get a couple comments out of the way, and I'll give a shout out to somebody that did something so stand up, it wasn't even funny. That's true. Some people can't picture things. 1800 RPM monster. Ew. I missed the beginning. What the fuck happened? No, Idaho potato. I apologize for stupid questions. I'm new to the Coyote game. Hey, man, it's all good, brother. Come on, let's go.
I bloody never quit. What I say, I commit.
Fucking great. Those are NPCs, Alex Potato and Breadman. Exactly. He's only ran in 1.8. Can't duplicate it. Phil Fez. Exactly. He was probably talking to you. Hey, what do you got done to this thing? Fuck out of here. Andrew looks like he chews on grass. I dated a girl like that. Porch light on, but nobody home. A human with jaundice. He came back to fuck up engines and chew gum, and he's all out of gum. And Wonder Racing has a better car than most chassis-wise. He didn't get down. So if someone like that didn't get down, and someone like Brett spins, you're like, Coco Melon spun, but he said he had other issues. But a lot of the Billy Badass cars spun. Like, it blew my mind. So we on this chat have been, by the way, I love you guys. If I say somebody is an op, y'all don't fuck with them. Y'all don't fuck with them. And I appreciate that. If I say someone's an op and you go on Facebook and someone talks shit on me, you guys got my back. Thank you. I appreciate that. But let's talk about someone who was previously, I wouldn't want to say an op, but he was persona non grata. And we'll talk about Brian Luna and Mexico Racing League. So the reason I didn't want to fuck with Mexico Racing League anymore is because they went on the Go Hard podcast. So I look at things from just my point of view. Fuck anyone else. And I assumed that he knew that, hey, I'd look at you kind of negatively if you go on that podcast, because they just released 2 videos talking shit on me. And you go on there giving them like a blue check mark. But there's sometimes you have to look at it from a bird's eye point of view. So Brian Luna was right next to us at the pit. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Are you going to stay mad at me forever?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And he sat there like a man and laid out his point of view in a very humble, understandable way. And I agreed that what he did was not malicious. He runs a business. And as a business owner, you promote and you really can't choose sides. But he wasn't aware of how I felt about the Go Hard podcast, who is run by a Mexican with sausage fingers that literally steals everything from Street Alpha podcast. He steals the interviewing style. He steals the production. He steals the editing. I know what you're going to say. How can you steal? Well, let's just say it's eerily similar to the point where some people don't even know what the difference is until they see the host's face. And then they go, oh my God, that's not Go Hard, or that's not Street Alpha. But God damn it, it looks identical. So Brian Luna and I hash things out. Like, I've never hashed things out with anyone else like that. I usually dump you for life. And I've done a very good job at that. I've dumped family for life. My brother can go fuck himself. Sister doesn't exist. Shh, neither do her kids. Because, you're guilty by association. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need you. So someone like a Brian Luna was easy to, no big deal. But he came up to me and really laid out his case. We talked for hours. And he was like, bro, this is what's up. This is what I was thinking. Look at it from my point of view. I had just wrecked a car at Texas 2K. I have this and that. And then I'm thinking about the business and I was in a bad place. And I was like, fuck, he's right. He's absolutely right. He was in a place where he wants to just promote the business, get after it. He wasn't thinking this podcast fucked with Alex over 2 episodes. And because of that, I'm not going to go there. He wasn't even thinking about that. And he said that. He goes, I didn't even think about that. If he had to do it all over again, I'm sure he would have had second thoughts. Or I asked him, why didn't you check him? Why didn't you check him right then and there? He goes, I should have. And I was like, acceptable. So after just spending the week hanging out with them, we're good. So I understand if you guys weren't fucking with homie because of the situation, but as of now, everything is good with Mexico Racing League. So shout out to him for coming up to me like a man and literally apologizing because he understands my point of view. But then I also had to understand his point of view. So it was like a truce and we're good. Like, we're good. Like the moment someone apologizes, or not apologizes, lays out their case the way he did, because he doesn't need to apologize to me, I don't think. He just needed to tell me what was going on. I kind of understood what he was at, and we buried the hatchet, shook hands, and we were good. Went to dinner. Everything was good. So he's a stand-up dude. The industry needs more people like Brian Luna. And Brian Luna is willing to call out bad shit in the industry. So he's an ally in this whole situation. So shout out to him. Street Alpha is one of those dudes who had a great idea and gets taken advantage of. Yep. Go follow MRL back if you unfollowed because of me. Thank you for being loyal, but go back and follow him and check out his videos. Maybe it's a case of just pulling inspiration out, like artist inspiration by looking at others' drawings. I'm not giving him a plus or minus, just saying, I get it. What is with the surge of podcasts these days? I feel like it allows people to come and talk about something they don't know anything about. Cade, there's money in it. Podcasting, it's lucrative as hell. This isn't a podcast, it's a live stream. Go Hard is terrible. Seems like he don't even know about cars. Yo, man, how about the bluing? How about the blueprint? Orale, what's that blue shit I see on the cylinder head? The blueprint? Yeah, the blueprint. For porting. Blueprint for porting? And he's like, that bluey thing. He goes, Dykem? Renaissance Engineering says, your clip about Department of Boost got posted on a Facebook page and Ritter mentioned he's reached out. Would you consider using their kit with your boosted Auto S197? No, Renaissance Engineering. I am putting a Department of Boost lower intercooler and their heat exchanger in the GT500. Let's talk about that. So Department of Boost reaches out to me because I've been waiting for MF. Let's be very transparent. Let's not mince words. I'm loyal. I'm so fucking loyal. To the point of it fucking me. And get mad, I don't care. I'm done. If I want to push your products, they gotta be available, man. So I'm waiting. And someone told me they had a Coyote to GT500 bolt pattern manifold. Okay, let's get it. Somebody told me they had an ESS kit on a truck. Okay, let's get it. Somebody told me buy a truck, we'll get you a turbo kit. Okay, let's get it. Done. Department of Boost emails me like a G. Hey, I heard that you were interested in running one of our kits. If you have time for a phone call, I'd love to hammer it out. Calls me, like when he said he would. Already he's a plus in my book. Hey, I'll call you tomorrow at this time. Boom, calls me at that time. Sit there, talk to him for 2 hours. And one sentence that I mentioned made him go, oh, he finally gets it. Again, I'm not going to mention it, but it's having to do with flow characteristics of water. And he was like, yes, fuck yes. And flow, and I'm not going to give that away either, of the heat exchanger. So I'm going to run his big monster heat exchanger, get rid of my triple pass dual fan. I'm going to run my tank, modify it. I'm going to run huge lines, a different pump, and his Billy Badass intercooler that he has dual bolt pattern for. Meaning he has Coyote bolt pattern blower and GT500 bolt pattern blower to go on the same manifold. So he sent me an invoice today. I'm going to pay it in about a week or two once some money shows up, because I owe money to a bunch of people. And I'm going to make sure that I get that coming so that the GT500 project can get going, because the 01 is going to take a little long. But I'm in talks with bell housing companies. I'm in talks with, I found a header manufacturer, or a header, a guy that is willing to make custom headers for the Corvette. And guess who it is? The guy that did Senior's Turbo Kit. I forgot I have access to the dude. And I'm like, oh my God, would you be interested? He goes, fuck yeah, that's going to be easy. I'm like, shit, let's do it. Ponyboy says, Mexico Racing are Star Wars fans. They don't like Star Trek. Fuck you. They better like Star Trek. Hello, all. Dropping a like. Catch replay in the morning. Blueprints. People who talk. People love to talk. The fact that you can work out a beef with another guy just illustrates what a piece of shit Mustang lifestyle is. Exactly. There are levels to my shunning you. Mustang lifestyle, Andrew Sheridan, you are fucking dead to me. So if you come up to a pit to try to hash things out, there's gonna be problems, man. And I think that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to elicit a reaction. And I'm smarter than that. I'll call you names from afar, because if I get close to you, it is not to chit chat. We're not shaking hands. We're never gonna be cool. We're never gonna be tight, ever in history. Forget about it. It's over. It's over. Don't ever try to make this happen, because it's not gonna happen. It's over. Where is it? Do I have it's over? I don't think I have it's over here. Danger zone. Diarrhea, Diddy, beep, too high, Mexican, to this day. No, I don't have it's over. I don't have it's over. I think I got rid of it a long time ago. We have a saying at work. Can't hold off shipping a $50,000 machine because we're missing a $5 fitting. Can't hold up a project over manifold. So that's what's happening. I was waiting for people, and it happened to me 3 times. So, fool me once, shame on you. You can't fool me again. But I stupidly did. Because I'm an optimist. I want to help people. But if you're not willing to help me help you, what useful are you? Or I can't be useful to you. If you can't give me the product that you want me to push. Not give, provide. And I will pay for it. I am paying for a Department of Boost kit and intercooler. Or heat exchanger, sorry. Tukes is a cool guy. Met him for the first time at Fuel Tech. Tukes is like one of them. He's one of those guys. He's one of the good ones. He's got a seemingly supportive girlfriend. They're at 2K all over the place. I hope he got a bunch of interviews in. I hope he makes it, bro. I hope he makes it. What do you mean by sausage fingers? Really? Go shake his hand. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Whipple is in my DMs for sharing my paperwork about engines failing from the cats. Rad dad. Rad dad. Show me receipts. YDBT for life at gmail.com. Not that I dislike Whipple, but I dislike the campaigning of misinformation. Stop it. Oh, by the way, VMP was urged to test the Whipple Stage 4 kit versus a Stage 2 Roush kit by a fan of the show. And he put up the video. I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry. It's just, there's been so much to talk about. But let's just get to the meat of it. The Whipple made 60 more horsepower than the Roush. The Roush had cats and stock manifolds. The Whipple had headers and high flow cats. Ta-da. And I bet you if you put them both at the track, they probably run a similar number. Alex, for a 350 kit, do you recommend 315 tire or a 305? Would you like to add the AK double adjustable Vikings or keep stock suspension? What are you doing with the car? If it's 10:80, you're not driving. Motherfucker says, "What's up, Ninja? You want to squabble? Nothing's over." Dear Mr. Flores, dear Mr. Flores, I was disappointed in the fact that, and then people, I think people like Andrew have a guilty conscience. Think about that. Why do you need my forgiveness? Why do you need my friendship? Why do you need to talk to me? Why do you need to talk to me? I don't have a guilty conscience. Everything I've done in my life, I do it with the notion of like I tried to do my best at that point. I've never thrown anybody under the bus. I've never thrown anybody under the bus so that I can get ahead unless they fuck me. Last time I came up to Alex and Lund Racing at the track event, they called me a homo and beat me up. To this day, I'm still tuned by Lund because they're too good to go anywhere else. Stand-up comedian. Justin Stark K even commented on my post. Rad Dad, show me receipts. Let's go. Don Hill. I'm running 315 on my 217. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I have an Aldo kit, but it's also besides the point behind a Turbo 400. Exactly. Wonder how ML went to tuning school and now he magically has a catalog of bass files to work with, even though he only came across 4 people that have ever been tuned by him. Makes one think. Exactly. Nobody that tunes in the Coyote game, except Lund and maybe one other, or people affiliated with Lund at one point, have ever tuned from scratch. Meaning they bought the vehicle, they did the R&D, they did the vetting, they got, no. Most of them just get a file that works and they adjust the math and the spark. I almost forgot how I saw Sam from Cleve's channel in your video. Did he detail the Grey Goose? No. He basically, him and Senior get along really good. Him and Senior are like kindred souls. I think Sam the Polisher was in the Army or some kind of armed forces. Armed forces. And Senior is a dust-off helicopter pilot, from the Army. So all that stuff. Oh, by the way, Rich Prince USA, thank you so much. I can't show the whatchamacallit. So if you want to get merch, check out richprinceusa.com. Buy shirts. I get a commission. Makes me happy. So let's get some stuff. Like the more money I make, I just spend it on the cars. I have a couple more months of this year, and I think I'm going to reach close to $70,000 of being spent on all the cars this year. By the way, go get your Hush Money shirts. Exactly. Can I get that 1-2 YDBT beatdown tune in my hands? Receipts is the subject. Okay, you sent something? Cool. So, Rad Dad sent something. I won't be able to show it because of whatever's happening with this situation. The display is not displaying. Receipts. Perfect. So, okay. So I didn't mean your actual receipts from the... He literally sent me the receipt of his motor getting replaced. I love you. He sent me the receipt of his fucking motor getting replaced. Okay, Rad Dad. What I mean is the receipts of Whipple up in your DMs. He showed me the receipts of the work. He has a Ford receipt. I'll show you. You guys think I'm fucking with you. Look at this motherfucker. I'll turn the camera around. Okay, look at. He literally showed me the receipts. Fuck, I love you. Don't ever change, man. Bro, don't ever change. He fucking showed me the actual receipts. I love it. I love it, man. It's like that meme where the guy's like, "I have shown you my penis. Please respond." Where it's it's like, "I've shown you my penis. Please respond." Let me see. I've shown you my penis. Please respond. I've shown you my dick. Please respond. It's like a fat guy. This is like my favorite meme of all time. Oh, where is it? Where's the original? Oh, I hate it. Where is it? Oh, I just want the original. Oh, fuck. All images. Oh, come on. Basically, it's this. They just change it with something, but I've shown you my... Show me the receipts. Okay, pulls out the Ford receipt. takes a picture of him with his phone and sends it to me. I'm like, you're the best. Oh, fuck. Bro is a literal meme. I love it. He absolutely sent me the fucking receipts. You know, I okay, he's not in on the lingo. Alex is going to need some boxing gloves the next time someone wants to settle differences. So the problem is, even if we box you, that doesn't prevent me from suing. Or me from suing. That's the comment of the week material. Where's the milk check? Damn, Red Dad. I will send you his credit card. Hey, send me your credit card number and the back and their expiration date, please. Show Bob and Vagine. Exactly. Frank the Tech, you asked for them. Well, the Section 8 hoodie I bought gave me some toto. Hopefully, that damn track hog didn't want smoke. Jesus. Jesus. I said Jesus. Jesus Muchacho says, is that BB gun in the back? Yeah, it's a BB gun, all right. A lot of BBs. Big BBs. Rad Dad is unk status. Whipple hates this paperwork, though. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So, fuck it. It's just a massive email. Like, how did you take this? So, yeah, look. He got everything replaced from a Ford dealership. Customer copy. Truck rattles knocks above 4,500 RPMs. Whoa! Listen to the description. Truck rattles and knocks at 4,500 RPM or above. Test vehicle and verify concern. Found the P0308 in the whatever. No relative compression test found on cylinder number 8 low. Leakage test found cylinder leaking past piston rings and exhaust valves. Inspect cylinder and found catalyst material in it. Catalyst material is in really bad state and sand, which sanded down the cylinder wall, and a new long block will need to be installed. The vehicle is equipped with a Whipple supercharger. I removed the cab, removed the Whipple Pro supercharger and accessories, replaced the long block, and transfer all parts to a new block. Installed the supercharger and accessories. Installed cab. Wow. Drain oil, add 550. Top off coolant, engine supercharger. Reset misfire data. Test vehicle several times. And bleed supercharger. Road to again verified. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, bro. He literally has a receipt stating that the catalytic converter melted with a Whipple tune and a Whipple supercharger on a truck. Telling you that a Whipple equipped supercharger F-150 can melt the cat at 10 PSI with a warranty kit. Yeah, show me the receipts shirt should be like, hey, Rich Prince, we already got F-Cam Rizzy. Show me the receipts and having like an actual receipt. I don't know. You make it happen. I love you. You have creative freedom over there. Can you imagine an internet celebrity deathmatch? Yeah, but I mean, anyone can knock out anybody, but I'd be down. Someone say Big BBs, Rad Dad, receipts, shirts. Now, you should interview Brian again. People want to hear his story. Yeah, hey, Brian Luna, if you want to come back on the show and maybe do it live, that's up to you, but I'm willing to do it. Are takeovers are a thing anymore, or haven't heard about them for months? Oh, yeah, they're still a thing. All the talk about FL2K, there's the start of the live, exactly. Thanks, I'll watch later. My car came with SET. Would you recommend an LRX for a 2011 GT? What I recommend, Samir? Hold on. Hold on, Samir. This is what I recommend. Wait. Hold on. This is what I recommend. This is what I recommend. Come on. Oh my God.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You all bloody suckers. I will hit you like a truck.
Oh, I gotta love it. Alex, show the receipts t-shirt when on the back, put Rad's receipt in the background like F-Cam Rizzy. FBL, he started acting funky, flaw, fake. What's FBL saying? Where's FBL? Where's FBL? No, Renaissance Racing, APOC, Rad Dad. Okay. Sorry for the late paid chat. You got it, JD Bruce. Alex, I already got that. At 5,000 miles. 5,000 miles, it melted the cat? Bro. Alex, send him a snapshot of the Rad Dad actual receipt. He can email me and we'll do it. All receipts cheap made out to Rad Dad. Here it comes. Alex, Samir's just trying to get a tune. And I'm like, bro, this is what you got to do to get a tune.
Going viral, this is a lot good. Haters be like, oh, what the fuck?
I don't know why, but that shit makes me laugh. So Samir, if you want to get a Lund tune, you can get an RTD device, or I highly recommend a LRX. The LRX is, in my opinion, easier to log with once you learn it. The HP Tuners RTD is fine. I'm not going to say it's a bad product. Oh, do we want to go there? Did I already talk about... Oh, my voice came back. Hey, guys. Did I already talk about the fact that a parody character is on HP Tuner devices? Have we already talked about that? If I have, I won't mention it because I think it's been a week since I've been on. But, you know, a parody face of me and Junior is showing up on certain people's RTDs. So, okay. If you are on Facebook, on some forums, the whole lawn racing thing is a parody of Lund racing. And then they have attempted to tune, and I think they used someone to tune, and they just used lawn racing as like the face, and then they try to be legitimate. So what they do is they're basically making fun of Lund, right? Making fun of this show, making fun of me, and making fun of Lund, and they have Junior as a face and me as a face on somebody's RTDs. Now, it's all good. So the moment, let's say somebody said, I want lawn racing on RTDs, I'm okay with it. But can I have Beefcake's face with a cock going in it on my RTDs? Beef dick. Beef cuck. Can I have beef cuck racing on an RTD? Yes or no? If the answer is no, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, isn't it? Is what good for the goose good for the gander? So if a lawn racing cartoon shows up on an HP Tuners RTD with an unofficial parody of me and Junior in it, no problem. I can submit artwork to have a dick going in and out of Beefcake's mouth and making fun of Gutierrez nonstop. So can we do that? Can I make RTDs from HP Tuners as a parody account? Because again, if you're going to go out of your way to give a blue check mark to people that are making a parody account on Lund Racing, your biggest Ford dealer. Your biggest Ford dealer is being made fun of, and you are okay doing it. Not a problem. This is America. Can I do the same in return? Get your sales staff on there. Get your sales staff on there and see if that makes sense. And if the answer is, oh, of course not, Alex, we can't put a guy's dick in a guy's mouth, fine. Then don't put anything in anyone's shit. Interesting stuff. What I'm saying is, I saw a screenshot and I didn't feel any type of way. But then I thought, what? I wonder if we made a request, would they fulfill it? I can guarantee the answer is no. So, cool. Let that stew over a little bit. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let's see what the answer is. I'd love to hear back from HP Tuners officially and say, oh no, we definitely not going to stick a guy with his dick in his mouth on one of our devices. I'm like, well, why not? It's parody. It's all good. It's not personal. It's just business. Do you want to sell stuff? I'm telling you, do not start this. It will only go one way, and it is bad for you. And that's just me talking, not in an official Lund capacity. This is not an official Lund channel. I'm just saying, I got time. I got time to fuck around. And it'll only amplify everything. Like, my creative juices flow when someone fucks with me. So, be smart. You've actually reached greatness when people have a parody of the original. I understand that thing. Again, I'm just looking to play. I'm just looking to play in the same sandbox. So, HP tuners, if you're doing parody stuff on your RTDs through a dealer, I just hope that you give your biggest 4 dealer the same option. RTD about to end. I don't know about that. You guys live rent free in that guy's head, right? Like, we're not making anything. We're not making anything to fuck with them. We're in our own lane. Remember, Star Wars was so great. They made Spaceballs. Someone make a cheesecake raisin. Yogan Lakes. Request for picture of a 4,300 pound 10 or 80 not going 8s in the quarter on my RTD. Jesus Christ. The urge to comment something stupid to get a shirt made for me is very tempting. Beef did with the AI soundboard. Look, again, I have not unleashed AI anything. Can I? Oh, yeah. I can. You want to do parody stuff? You want to do cartoon stuff? You want to do stuff that I know happened in real life and want me to put it in cartoon and use real voices with AI stuff? I literally have Carol Shelby saying he loves Mexican dick. You really want to fuck with me?
Man, I could go for a tall glass of Mexican dick right now.
You really want to fuck with me?
Whoa, that's a huge dick.
I literally have JJ the Boss making the craziest races I've ever heard.
Now looky here, these be them rules for the race. Number 1, jump and I eat your ass. Number 2, the chase is anal sex. And 3, if you jump, we come in your booty hole. Who's in?
Be careful of who you poke. It can be real bad, and I will fucking lose my job to get at motherfuckers. No problem. Wibble in my DM, subject email. Oh, here we go. Let me see what you said. Rad Dad said something else. Let's see. Whipple in I love it. Whipple in my DMs. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know this person. Hey, Leland. I've had my truck a year, only 13,000 miles with the supercharger, 14,000 on the original vehicle. Are you the guy on YouTube? I've been trying to get a hold of a guy with a similar claim that you're having. First cat took out my motor at 5340, second at 1237. Not sure I'm the YouTube guy. Fair enough. So I have a 23 with a blower standard tune stock exhaust. I'm running 3. I beat the ever-loving shit out of it in my truck. Do you have any aftermarket exhaust? While fuel are you running? Have you gotten updated tunes from us? Updated tunes? Wait a minute. Updated tunes? You're tuning? Are you a custom tuning company now, Whipple? I run the factory Ford exhaust. I only run 91. I've never been below a half tank with 36-gallon tank. 23. Let's do this. Second thing. So, okay. So what they're doing is, wow. Okay. Let me read this. Let me read this, guys. Hold on. Oh. We've updated our calibration earlier this year. We had found some things with exhaust cam timing that could have potentially harmed the cat life. We've released those files now and have had significantly less cat failures. Rad Dad, this is like an October surprise for me. You know, like if you're in politics and you're like, God damn it, they're winning. And then you get, you know, Clinton being accused of banging someone and getting her pregnant and paying for an abortion. This is, wow. This is the Edward Snowden. This is the Edward Snowden files of, boy, holy shit, Rad Dad. I'm gonna hold on to those. Rad Dad, good job. Rad Dad, good job. I'm gonna hold on to those files because they're pretty damning. Because if Whipple ever says anything like, we've never had cat failures in our shit, and I'm like, actually, I have receipts of one of your employees saying there's been many and that you changed the tune on the exhaust cam because the exhaust cam timing was fucking up the cat. Yeah. Anyway, Red Dad says, I'm taking this past 8:30. Good for you. Can we get a t-shirt that says, don't talk to me, walking potato? Nah, that's dumb. Funniest part is Lund won't even want to fire you. They change your job to track assistant. Exactly. The receipts are in. Would you... He would really love life. A bunch of us had a shirt with his me, Mustang King here, about to put a dick in my ass. Ah, shit. Bro, this is nuts. It was crazy. Crazy. Thank you, Red Dad. Good job. Chicken coming home to roost. Again. So, Parker, thank you so much. I love just waiting. Just waiting. Right? I say something, and when I say it, it has all this background behind it, pushing what I'm saying out of my mouth. I don't just say off the cuff shit because I just want to be, explosive. I say shit that, comes with a lot of information. And he just showed me receipts. And I'm just like, bro, I have receipts saying that your tune blows up cats because the exhaust cam timing is off. Interesting. I'm out of here. We'll keep that in the bank for another day. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being patient. I released a video yesterday talking about my FL2K experience, and I wanted to get back on the live, even though I'm pretty sick. I'm feeling pretty shitty, but, the voice cleared up after a little while, and everything's good. So today we talked about FL2K. Guys, you just need to reschedule that race later on in the year and get a brand new organization. Fix your fence. Pave all the way to the end of the track on both sides. No more mud. If there's water, that's fine, but mud cannot be on race cars. We were literally having muddy race cars at the staging lanes. It is wild, crazy. Nmra, you put out a bad product for years, and the product, the company hinged on having a good, successful Bowling Green event, and it didn't survive, as bad products should not survive. It should go away. So hopefully other people make a better Ford event. This is the time to grab something and make a fun Ford weekend not affiliated with Nmra. You do no prep. You do back half. You do like a whole thing that is Ford only, not Mod Nationals. Forget Mod Nationals. You do a fun Ford weekend traveling event. You're going to be at Bowling Green. You're going to be this. You're going to be that. And make it right. Make it desirable. Make it like a streetcar takeover. Make it fun. Make it new. Organize it with younger people. Let's get after it. There's a lot of Fords out there that want to race. And where they end up is Texas 2K, FL2K, and other streetcar racing events. So that's that. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'll talk to you guys on Thursday for YDBT.